I had been in a secret relationship with my sister's childhood sweetheart for 3 years. On the Mid-Autumn Festival, I was ready to make it public. But outside the restroom, I saw Sam pressing my sister against the corner of the wall. "Lily, beg me, say you don't want me to be with your sister." His index finger lifted the hem of her skirt lightly. His tone coaxing. "Beg me, and I won't want your sister, the substitute. I'll only want you, okay?" 3 years of love made me unable to believe what I was seeing. I could only stand there, frozen. It wasn't until a tear fell from the corner of my sister's eye and Sam gently kissed it away that I finally understood. So, from beginning to end, the one Sam loved was never me. My heart felt like it had been torn apart, like a walking corpse. I returned to the room. After suppressing my emotions and downing a full glass of red wine, I spoke in a low voice. "Mom, Dad, about the marriage alliance. I'll marry in my sister's place. Sam, I don't want you anymore." Chapter 1. Emma, did something happen? My parents' concerned voices came from across the round table. My eyes suddenly reddened. The image of Sam and my sister leaning against each other appeared before me again. I forced a smile to reassure them. "No, Mom, Dad, I just want to get married." "Emma!" A warning laced in his tone. Sam pushed the door open and walked in. Behind him, my sister's eyes were filled with tears. She glanced around helplessly before timidly sitting in the seat that had been mine. The woody scent that belonged only to Sam lingered on her. Looking at her slightly swollen lips, my heart felt like it was stabbed by a needle. "Uncle, Auntie, did you forget? Emma has a stomach condition. She can't drink." Sam softened his tone and took the wine glass from my hand, as if the warning voice earlier had only been concern. "Sam is so thoughtful." My mother raised her eyebrows at me. "Your father and I are getting old. With you by Emma's side in the future, we'll feel relieved." Even my mother thought my good news was near. I bit my lip tightly. No one knew about my relationship with Sam except my sister. But my parents knew me too well. They knew my personality. Other than Sam, I would never trail behind someone for so long. I was the one who fell for him first. While my emotions churned, the hand hidden under the table was tapped lightly in warning. Sam leaned close to my ear. "Emma, don't use marriage to test me again. I told you, our relationship isn't ready to be public." Chapter 2. My throat tightened. The wine I had just swallowed seemed to churn in my stomach. I suppressed the rising burn. I had already lost count of how many times Sam had rejected me. The first time, my sister was sick, and Sam stayed by her side. I wanted to take the opportunity to make our relationship public, to give her a surprise. But the moment I spoke, my sister's face turned pale, and I was driven out by Sam. "Emma, Lily is still sick. What are you trying to do by announcing us now? Are you deliberately trying to upset her?" I stood blankly outside the hospital room, watching through the glass as Sam gently comforted her. My heart ached. What had I done wrong? I rushed in and argued fiercely with him. The second time, on my sister's birthday, he casually gave her the Lego set I had spent 2 days and 2 nights assembling. It was my favorite design. Inside it wasn't just my effort. It also held the only photo we had taken together in 3 years. "Emma, Lily likes it. Just give it to her. It's not something valuable." In front of everyone, I tried to grab it back. But Sam stopped me. He pulled me into a side room, his brows deeply furrowed. "Emma, you're too willful. Have you ever thought that maybe Lily's difficulties in this family are because of you? You've received all your parents' favoritism. Don't you feel even a little guilty toward your own sister?" He gripped my arm tightly. "I'll give you one chance. If you want to continue this relationship, come back with me and apologize to Lily." What did he, an outsider, know? I wiped the corner of my eyes and shoved him hard. We had another explosive argument. After that, we were cold to each other for a long time. Then came the crisis in his company. I went to help him at business dinners. I drank until I suffered stomach bleeding and was hospitalized. He lowered himself to apologize to me. He promised that today, he would make our relationship public. But now, he had rejected me again. I let out a self-mocking laugh. I withdrew my hand and said coldly, "I understand. I used to think Sam and my sister were childhood friends, that his concern was just friendship. Now I understand. From beginning to end." Sam never loved me. He was with me only because he couldn't have Lily, and treated me as her substitute. If that's the case, I'll let him have what he wants. Sam, I don't want you anymore. Chapter 3. My calm reaction immediately made Sam notice. He looked at me in surprise. The redness at the corner of my eyes had not yet faded, and he assumed I was forcing myself to stay composed. How rare. The young lady isn't picking a fight with me. As compensation, for the first time, he picked food for me in front of everyone. I don't like vegetarian dishes. Wherever I am, there are always more fish and shrimp on the table. After serving me, Sam instinctively turned around and served my sister as well. My sister glanced at me, her cheeks flushed. My expression remained calm. Soon, her bowl was piled like a small mountain. Every dish on top was her favorite. I lowered my eyes, and in my bowl, there wasn't even a trace of fish or shrimp. After 3 years together, Sam didn't even remember what I liked to eat. I should have seen it long ago. A mother's heart knows her child. Sensing my low mood, my mother frowned. Lily, is that seat beside Sam for you to sit in? Still so lacking in manners? What have you learned from the etiquette the housekeeper taught you all these years? With behavior this petty, aren't you afraid the Alex family will look down on you when you marry into their family? Being scolded mercilessly in front of everyone, my sister's face flushed bright red. I'm sorry, Mom. Dad, I didn't know. I'll leave right away. She hurried to stand up. After glancing at me helplessly and seeing that I didn't react, she timidly rose. As she passed Sam's side, perhaps too nervous, her foot slipped, and she fell straight into Sam's arms. Chapter 4. Now even my father's face darkened. My family and the Alex family had been joined by marriage alliances for generations. My sister, the eldest daughter, had been raised since childhood as the future daughter-in-law of the Alex family. Every word and action of hers did not only concern herself, it represented our entire family. The Alex family had strict rules and valued reputation above all. They would never allow their future daughter-in-law to have any intimate contact with another man. So even if Sam liked my sister, he didn't dare show it openly. He couldn't bear the combined anger of both families. What kind of behavior is this? Father slammed his chopsticks down. Sister, my sister shrank back, her pleading eyes turning toward me. She knew that as long as I spoke up and helped explain, our parents, who loved me the most, would soften their attitude and let the matter pass. In the past, I would have done exactly that. But when I saw the instinctive flash of concern in Sam's eyes for her, suddenly, I didn't want to anymore. I watched the scene calmly. My detached attitude made Sam look at me deeply. He clicked his tongue softly. Just as father was about to lose his temper at my sister, Sam's arm casually brushed the edge of the table. The scalding teapot fell. Sam immediately lifted my sister into his arms and carried her away from the chair. Chapter 5. The tea spilled. The scalding heat made me curl up involuntarily. Emma! My mother rushed toward me immediately, but Sam stopped her. He glanced at his phone. Uncle, Auntie, Emma's injury is urgent. I know there's a hospital nearby. Please go call a doctor first. I'll take Emma to the restroom and treat the burn with cold water. What he said sounded reasonable. My parents didn't want my injury to worsen, so they hurried downstairs. The room was left with only the three of us. Sam loosened his tie. Emma, watching your own sister embarrass herself in front of you, did you find it amusing? He dropped the gentle facade he had worn in front of my parents. His face darkened, ignoring my struggle. He picked me up. Lily is your sister. Yet when your parents made things difficult for her, you didn't help. Instead, you sat there eating and watching. I never thought you could be this selfish. Don't you like staying out of things? He carried me toward the sink, then let you experience what it feels like to be on the brink of danger with no one helping you. He threw me hard into the icy sink. Sam stood at the edge, watching as I, afraid of water and unable to swim, choked and struggled in the waist-deep pool. Emma, remember this lesson. Lily is your sister. Being born into this biased family has already made her pitiful enough. As her only sister, I don't want you helping your parents make things harder for her. Do you understand? Be good, miss. Promise me this is the last time. My face bruised, my consciousness fading, the desire to live took over. I nodded frantically, with my feet touching the ground. I crawled to the edge, coughing violently. I never imagined that the boy who once saved me from drowning would one day push me into the water for someone else. Tears finally fell in large drops. Looking at the face I had loved for 3 years, I suddenly realized I could be ruthless toward him too. I no longer loved him. Chapter 6. Staggering to my feet, I forcefully shook off Sam's hand as he tried to help me. Then I slapped him hard across the face. Sam, let's break up. Chapter 7. When I returned home, I burned with fever the entire night. At dawn, I once again told my parents of my determination to marry Alex in my sister's place. Unable to persuade me otherwise, they reluctantly agreed. The next day, they personally went to the Alex family to arrange the marriage. My phone lit up. A message from Sam. Miss, I heard you have a fever. I was impulsive last time and forgot you nearly drowned before. I brought medicine. Lily and I are downstairs. Come down and let's talk. Expressionless. I blocked his number. Lily. I sneered at the name. In 3 years together, Sam had never called me that. Emma, miss. Even at our closest, his way of addressing me had always been distant. Emma, don't you think using pet names is cheesy? I'm really not used to it. But with Lily, all those boundaries seemed to disappear. Miss Emma, do you have time to come out and talk? Another message popped up. The Alex family has begun preparing for our wedding as planned. Before the marriage, I think we should meet. It seemed the families had already finalized everything. My emotions were mixed. The sender was Alex, the only son of his generation. He had grown up overseas, following his father in business. Over the years, even Lily and I rarely saw him in the country. After confirming the location he sent, I changed my clothes and went downstairs. Little sister, Lily called timidly from downstairs. The gemstone on her neck was large and dazzling. I glanced at the time on my phone and spoke coldly. Do you need something? Ever since I heard outside the restroom that Lily had always known Sam treated me as her substitute, all I felt toward her was disgust. Little sister, I came to apologize. Lily clutched her skirt weakly. The last incident was all my fault. I never expected Sam would be so cruel to you because of me. I've already scolded him. Please don't blame me because of this. Got it. Please move. I'm in a hurry. I cut her off impatiently again. I remembered Sam once telling me that Lily was treated coldly by our parents because my arrival had taken all their love. But what would an outsider like him know? Chapter 8. Without me, Lily wouldn't even have the right to appear in this family. Emma, is that how you speak to your sister? Sam stood up from the sofa. He gently pulled Lily behind him, his voice icy. I came here to apologize this time, but it seems you still haven't learned your lesson. Emma, Sam. Just as Sam was about to approach me, Lily stopped him. She tugged gently at his sleeve. You promised me you'd give in to my sister this time, with the woman he loved right in front of him. Sam's heart softened instantly. His expression eased, his tone helpless. Emma is just too willful. Fine, Lily, I'll listen to you, even though I had long known that Sam treated Lily and me differently. Seeing it with my own eyes still sent waves of pain through my heart. I turned to leave. Lily blocked my path again. Little sister, Sam really didn't mean it. He came today to apologize. I frowned as Lily took out a gift box and opened it. Little sister, this is the gift Sam prepared long ago to make up to you. He asked me to go to the auction house with him to choose it. I thought you would like it. Anne, I could no longer hear the rest. My mind buzzed as I stared at the necklace before me. The flame-colored gemstone shone brilliantly. Chapter 9. I never understood before why I didn't like red. Yet all the gifts Sam gave me were that color. Red gemstones, red bracelets. He once stroked my face and said red suited me better. Naively, I thought this was the only difference between Lily and me in Sam's eyes. But now, what is left not to understand? Everything I received from Sam over the past 3 years was what Lily disdained. Just because my sister liked red. The same necklace. Yet the gemstone on Lily's neck was larger and more dazzling than the one in the gift box. My vision slowly blurred. Something inside my heart quietly shattered. Under Sam and Lily's stunned gazes, I wiped the corner of my eyes and suddenly knocked the gift box into the trash. Emma, have you lost your mind? Sam could no longer restrain himself. He grabbed my throat. I bit his arm. At that moment, the door opened, led by the housekeeper. A man walked in slowly. Seeing the scene before him, he raised an eyebrow, revealing the expensive watch on his wrist. His voice was deep and pleasant. "Miss Emma, is this the reason you're late?" Chapter 10. When I saw who it was, my cheeks flushed instantly. The Alex family valued propriety above all. I had agreed to meet Alex, yet I was openly late, and now he had come looking for me, witnessing my most aggressive side. "I'm sorry, I had something to deal with." Under his gaze, I forced myself to stay calm. I straightened my skirt and subtly distanced myself from Sam. "Alex, are you here for me?" Beside me, Lily shyly stepped in front of me. Her position in the family was delicate. Our parents hadn't told her yet that the marriage between the two families was being arranged. The fiancé in front of her was now mine. "Long time no see." Alex nodded politely to her before turning to me. "Miss Emma, it's getting late. Shall we go now?" Before I could speak, Lily answered first. "Alex, are you inviting me to a restaurant?" "No problem." She excitedly turned and ran upstairs. "Wait for me. I'll be ready soon." Watching her eager figure disappear, a trace of gloom flashed across Sam's eyes. "Mr. Alex." He stepped back respectfully. Though his family lived near mine, his company had only risen in recent years. Its foundation was far weaker than our family's, so Alex was someone he couldn't afford to offend. "Mr. Sam, I've heard much about you." Alex returned the courtesy, his gaze meaningful. Sam clenched his fists but forced a smile. "I had a disagreement with my lover. I hope Mr. Alex won't mind." "Lover?" Alex repeated the word, then smiled. He looked at Sam. "I didn't know my fiancé had become Mr. Sam's lover." Chapter 11. Sam's pupils shrank instantly. His face turned pale as he watched me hook my arm around Alex's and slowly leave. "Emma, what is going on? When did you become Alex's fiancé? What exactly is your relationship?" "Emma, don't you think you should explain this to me?" "Emma, I'm giving you one last chance. Call me back immediately." Inside the restaurant, my phone kept vibrating. Messages from Sam arrived one after another. Alex set down his knife and fork. "Miss Emma, I don't mind that my fiancé suddenly changed, but I believe basic dining etiquette should still be observed. Don't you?" Under his meaningful gaze, I helplessly turned off my phone. Sam's number had long been blocked, but that didn't stop him. He kept calling relentlessly, messages popping up endlessly, as if he had forgotten that we had already broken up a few days ago. Anything about me had nothing to do with him anymore. "I'm sorry." The tips of my ears flushed again. This was our first formal meeting after confirming the marriage, and I had already left Alex with so many bad impressions. The Alex family valued etiquette above all. Even Lily had been assigned a personal etiquette tutor by the Alex family since childhood. But now, his fiancé had become me. "It's all right." Alex smiled and began peeling shrimp. His movements were elegant. "According to my family's arrangements, our wedding is set for half a month from now. Since time is short, it won't be possible to prepare everything perfectly. But Miss Emma, please rest assured, anything my family can provide, I guarantee you'll be satisfied." He didn't ask about my relationship with Sam, nor did he care who would ultimately walk down the aisle with him. As expected, this was the Alex I remembered. Cold, distant. To him, this marriage was simply an alliance. Nothing more. A faint sense of melancholy stirred in my heart. I shook my head. "I don't have any requests. Please arrange everything as you see fit." After all, it wasn't just Alex. I had abruptly changed the marriage arrangement, and I had no feelings for him either. For both families, love was never a necessity in this marriage. The benefits were. After adjusting my mindset, I felt much more relaxed. Seeing my bright smile, Alex looked slightly surprised. "Miss Emma, you needn't worry about our marriage. If I didn't agree, I wouldn't be sitting here today." He looked at me deeply. "Besides, as far as I know, this marriage was originally meant for Miss Emma, wasn't it?" Chapter 12. My heart tightened instantly. Alex calmly handed me the peeled seafood. "You don't need to be nervous. My family has many rules, so naturally I need to understand my future wife in advance. As your fiancé, I think it's necessary to give you a reminder about my family's rules. I listened drowsily. The successive blows of the past few days had left me sleepless for a long time. Alex's soothing voice felt like a silent lullaby. Since he didn't mind, there was nothing for me to worry about. My head grew heavier and heavier. After Alex finished explaining the Alex family's wedding etiquette, this was the scene he saw. The girl curled up on the sofa, her breathing slow and steady, her bright daytime beauty, under the warm yellow lights, looked unexpectedly delicate. Delicate. Alex thought about everything he had seen and heard. He smiled and shook his head. Then he quietly watched her sleeping face for a long time. Chapter 13. When evening fell, Alex personally drove me home. I was still a little dazed. But suddenly, a slap jolted me awake. Tears streamed down Lily's face as she stood at the door, shouting hoarsely, "Emma, why do you have to take everything from me? Hasn't everything you've gotten since childhood been enough? Why must you even take the only thing that belongs to me, Alex?" Lily wore exquisite makeup. No one knew how humiliated she had been today. When she came downstairs dressed up, Alex had already left with Emma, leaving her alone to endure the servants' mockery. After all, she's not legitimate. Her fiancé would rather take the eldest miss out than bring her. "What do you know?" a servant whispered with a snicker. "She isn't even the biological daughter. She should be grateful just to live here." Did she really think the marriage between the two families would ever be hers? Lily slowly clenched her fists. Chapter 14. Since childhood, she had always known. From the moment she entered this family, in everyone's eyes, she was inferior to Emma in every way. Anything Emma wanted, she wasn't even allowed to touch. To outsiders, she was the glamorous young lady of the household. But only she and the family knew the truth. Why was she able to live in this home? As she grew older, Lily's jealousy deepened. Why could Emma obtain everything she wanted without effort? Emma had simply been born into a better fate. So when Lily learned that Emma had fallen for Sam, she became excited. For 3 years, whenever Sam wanted to give up, she encouraged him to stay with Emma. She enjoyed watching Emma's innocent ignorance. She even hoped Emma and Sam would walk down the aisle together. Lily had once darkly fantasized that after Emma married Sam, she would mercifully tell her the truth. "Emma, so what if you were loved and pampered your whole life? The man you love most still treated you as my substitute." But everything that happened today told her that things had changed. Alex had become Emma's fiancé. Then what had all her efforts over the years been for? Crying, she ran to her parents for answers. But their reply was the same. "Lily, you were never our biological daughter. This marriage was always meant for Emma. Isn't it better this way? You can marry anyone you want. Don't worry, your dowry won't be lacking. You will still be the young lady of this family." But this wasn't what she wanted. Through tears, she begged Sam for help, hoping he would win Emma back. "Alex, she would never give up. Lily, have you never considered me at all?" Sam's eyes were red. Yet there was a hint of relief in his expression. "Fine, Lily, I'll help you one last time. After that, I won't help you again. I'll propose to Emma. From now on, we'll have nothing to do with each other." Lily trembled. The two men most important to her were being taken by Emma. So when she saw Alex personally driving Emma home, she finally lost control and struck Emma. "Lily, are you crazy?" Chapter 15. The Sam who once always stood in front of Lily rushed out the moment he saw her hit Emma. He shoved Lily away and looked only at Emma. Are you okay, Emma?" He approached cautiously, covering my cheek. I finally regained my senses. "I don't need your fake concern." I pushed Sam away and slapped Lily back. "Lily, don't say I ever took anything from you. Even if I did, so what? Alex is my fiancé now. Lily, do you really think anything in this house ever truly belonged to you?" Memories flashed through my mind. My father pushing Lily toward me when we were young. "This is your sister, Emma. Get along well with her." I shared all my toys with her. She touched the princess castle and murmured, "You're so lucky. I wish I could be born into such a good life." When we grew up, I told her about my relationship with Sam. I treated her as my closest sister. Yet she knew Sam treated me as her substitute and still encouraged me. "Stop fighting with Sam. I can testify, his heart belongs only to you. I hope you marry him soon." For the first time in my life, I spoke to her without restraint. All sisterly affection was gone. Lily collapsed into Sam's arms, crying, "Emma, I always treated you as my real sister. You stole my only fiancé. You still resent Sam for abandoning you at the pool, don't you? Real sister?" I sneered. "The scene between you and Sam outside the restroom during Mid-Autumn Festival, was that for your real sister too?" Lily froze and looked at Sam in panic. Guilt flashed in Sam's eyes. He hurriedly stepped away from Lily. "Emma, you misunderstand. Lily and I aren't what you think. We are. It doesn't matter anymore." I interrupted. "Sam, we broke up. Don't come bothering me again. Emma, how dare you break up with me?" Sam rushed forward. "You betrayed me first. Getting involved with your sister's fiancé? Emma, I never knew you were this shameless. Are you taking revenge because I treated you as her substitute?" He grabbed me tightly and lowered his head. "What are you like in bed with Alex? Did you ever call him brother-in-law? Has he kissed you here?" Chapter 16. Sam was knocked to the ground by my father. Security rushed forward and dragged him away. His eyes were red and wet. "Emma, can you forgive me?" "Yes. I treated you as Lily's substitute, but my feelings for you were real. Emma, can you cancel your engagement with Alex?" I stood there unmoved. I knew clearly that what Sam felt for me was not love. It was possession. He was used to me waiting behind him, believing I would never leave. When the door closed, Lily trembled. Everything she had came from this family. For the first time, she felt regret. After learning the full truth, my parents were completely disappointed in her. They had never loved her deeply to begin with. That very night, they drove her out and publicly announced they had cut all ties with Lily. With nowhere to go, Lily went to find Sam. Chapter 17. On the wedding day, Alex lifted my veil and placed the family diamond ring on my finger. Sam sat in the corner, drunk. He watched everything happen, yet he didn't dare stop it. Because during the past half-month, my family had already begun retaliating against his company was suppressed. All partnerships were canceled. The company's cash flow collapsed. His father slapped him hard. "Either go beg for forgiveness or get out of this family. Offending the entire family for an adopted daughter, you've gone mad." Only then did Sam learn the truth. Lily was not the family's biological daughter. She had been adopted from an orphanage. My parents had only one biological child, Emma, the daughter born from their love. They loved her too much and feared she would suffer marrying into the strict Alex family. So they decided to adopt Lily from the orphanage. Lily was 7 years old. They made a deal with her. If she grew up and married Alex in Emma's place, she would be given everything she wanted. She would receive the same education and the same luxurious life as Emma. That was the condition of her adoption. After Lily agreed to everything, she was brought into the Lynn family. So without Emma, Lily would never have existed. Chapter 18. Sam's father pointed at him furiously. "Do you really think her parents are fools? Why would they treat their own daughter so coldly? You actually believe Lily is that simple?" The more he thought about it, the angrier he became, and he kicked his son again. That incident when Emma nearly drowned, her family investigated. It was Lily who was behind it. "That's impossible." Sam's eyes widened instantly. "Impossible?" His father roared. "You're supposed to be the heir of this family. Yet you were manipulated by a woman and didn't even realize it." Lily wasn't satisfied, she wanted more. "What does that have to do with you? You fool. If you had married Emma, I would have burned incense in gratitude before our ancestors. And yet you chose Lily. If you had explained things clearly from the start, given how much she cared about you all these years, Emma might not have refused. But instead, you offended her entire family." His father let out a long sigh. Scenes from the past flashed through Sam's mind, his gaze growing more unfocused. He poured glass after glass of red wine down his throat. After the ceremony ended, he watched Emma's retreating figure and couldn't help but chase after her. "Do you need something?" When we met again, my voice was calm. Once, I truly had feelings for Sam, but all of that had been worn away the moment I learned the truth. If I could choose, I would never see him again in this lifetime. Are you doing well?" Sam forced a bitter smile. He mocked himself. "I was overthinking it. Marrying Alex, you'll live better. Emma, I came to apologize. His voice was desolate. I was immature before. I hurt you without realizing it. I did many wrong things. But my family is innocent. Emma, for the sake of the time I once saved you, could you let our families continue cooperating? My father is already old. Is that so? I understand. Chapter 19. The moment a glimmer of hope lit up in Sam's eyes, I let out a soft laugh. But what does that have to do with me? Sam, who told you I'm a selfish person? I used the very words he once scolded me with to answer him. Everyone must take responsibility for the mistakes they've made. I don't accept your apology. Sam's expression changed. It had only been half a month since we last met. Yet the corners of his eyes were red. The smell of alcohol clung to him, and he looked far more haggard. When his company had once fallen into crisis, it was I who mobilized my family's resources and drank my way through business dinners to help him survive. He had once confessed to me with deep emotion, Emma, I was wrong before. In this life, I will never let you down. But from the very beginning, he already had. Memories surged through my mind. I closed my eyes. Familiar footsteps sounded behind me. Sir, do you really need to be alone with my wife to ask your questions? Alex walked over slowly. Having grown up within the Alex family, his presence was imposing. A faint sheen of tears appeared in Sam's eyes. For a brief moment, he forced a smile. I came to congratulate you and your wife on your marriage. Never had words been so difficult for Sam to say. How he wished time could turn back. If only he had another chance. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Alex seemed not to notice the pause in his words. In front of Sam, he wrapped an arm around my waist and lowered his gaze. However, there is something I must also say to Mr. Sam. The Alex family has strict rules, and my temperament has been shaped by them. So in the future, if you have any congratulations, you may say them to me. As for my wife, please maintain the most basic distance. Sam clenched his fists tightly. His expression was dazed, his voice hoarse as he forced himself to say, that is only proper. I won't disturb Mrs. Alex again. After saying this, he looked at me deeply and staggered away. Chapter 20. After the wedding ended. I had thought Alex would take me back to the old family mansion, but Alex remained expressionless. I've already discussed it with my parents. They will live in the old house from now on. We don't need to go back unless there's something important. My cheeks flushed red. I knew it was just an excuse. He knew I had never learned his family's rules and wouldn't be able to, so he simply moved out of the family home, afraid that I wouldn't be comfortable. When he opened the car door, I realized Alex had brought me back near my own home. He handed me the car keys. Wife, go inside. The villa before me stood separated from my home by only a single wall. I couldn't believe it. Alex, I grabbed his arm. You don't have to do this for me, even if your family has many rules. I believe I can adapt soon. Alex remembered the girl dozing sleepily earlier. He curled his lips into a smile. His large hand gently ruffled his wife's hair. I know my wife is amazing. I'm the one who's tired of all those tedious formalities. Just think of it as doing it for me, all right? This was a kind of thoughtfulness and gentleness I had never felt from Sam. My eyes reddened. Suddenly, the impulsive marriage I had changed into didn't seem so hard to accept anymore. Chapter 21. 1 year later, Alex and I welcomed our first daughter. I had never realized Alex was such a daughter-obsessed father. Seeing the overflowing affection in his eyes, I disapprovingly took the baby from his arms. You've been holding her while resting these past few days. If this continues, she'll get spoiled and refuse to sleep without being held. Alex's eyes were full of reluctance. He looked at the baby who was almost a miniature version of his wife. Then he chuckled and glanced toward the doorway. There, Lily had been kneeling for an entire day and night. After being kicked out of the family, she had disappeared without a trace. A year later, Sam personally drove her back. The unattainable white moonlight he once longed for had become easily within reach. And in just 1 year, Sam had grown tired of her. His family was now on the verge of collapse. He had no time to keep a woman he didn't love. Her adoptive parents refused to accept Lily. After learning that Alex and I lived nearby, Lily immediately came to beg Alex to take her in. She blocked his car, crying pitifully. Alex, We are meant to be together. Emma stole you from me. You are still the one I love most. Alex, as long as I can be with you, even if I have to. Alex slowly lifted her chin. The girl before him was indeed beautiful, fragile and pitiful, but Emma's figure gradually appeared in his mind, bright and optimistic, never weak, never crying helplessly when facing problems. He withdrew his hand with disdain. Without needing instructions, the bodyguards beside him had already restrained her. Send her abroad. Don't let my wife see her again. He turned and walked inside. His wife didn't even lift her head. Is it settled? Yes. Alex didn't know when he had fallen in love with his wife. Perhaps it was in the warm yellow restaurant, when the girl grew sleepy listening to his voice, even in his arms. She murmured softly, with so many rules to follow all the time. Alex, aren't you tired? His hand slowly moved down from her cheek, watching the blush spread across the face of the woman he loved. He coaxed gently, Honey, a spring night is worth 1,000 gold pieces. Let's rest.